And welcome back to episode 34 of the Unpaid and Underrated podcast. We are a podcast by crew for crew. I'm one of your hosts, Big Keith, joined as always by my co-host, Big Joey.
Can you guys hear that?
Faintly. You trying to
Can you
pull
hear
it up?
that? That's the can clicking because it's Arnold week.
There you
And
go.
I'm going to hang out with Huck and the boys, all the alphas and the omegas and all of the things that Huck likes to say.
Absolutely. I'm so glad you recovered and could utter the word can, because at first it was clan and I was like, oh shit, what
Clan.
kind of fucking podcast is this going to be? But
It's not what I want to be a part
yeah,
of.
I know, absolutely. We don't do politics
Unless,
here.
unless
So
it's Wu-Tang.
yeah, there you go. There you go.
If it's Wu-Tang, then that's the clan I'm in for.
So Big Keith, Big Joey, is joined as this week with Big Matt Urbanecki, something like that. What is it? Urbanic, yeah. No, that's not it either. What is it?
I think it's Urbanek.
Okay.
I still don't know the correct pronunciation.
We'll have to get we'll have Big Chris Damager on the horn, and he can help you figure out what it actually is. But this week we should dive into a little what are we drinking. I'm going to go first because I've been asked by a few different people to try this out. It is the sparkling ice starburst flavors. Those the little bottled. So I'm gonna give it the we're going with strawberry. I've had the orange already. It was okay. The strawberry I'm trying for the first time tonight. And
I like how you assume anybody knows
that's good.
What starburst flavors are, and we don't just go by the color of the wrapper. So that's pink starburst, right?
So,
that's pink.
Pink, yeah.
Okay.
It is because the cherry's red, orange is orange, strawberry is pink, and cherry's red. I believe that's the three colors they had available. So I got two of each because Carp's been asking me to try them for a while. I think so. There's at least two other people that have mentioned them, and when I posted them, I had like 5 people asking me how they were, and I was like, well, tune into the podcast. Strawberry was good. The orange I had last time, I think this is almost maybe not better, but it's I don't know. I like it a lot, so I'll give it a 4.5 on the out of 5, which I usually don't use that scale, So now I'm all thrown off because so what's that 4.5? So I guess I would go 9 out of 10 then, actually, on the glaze scale.
I'm just like, of course you already tried the orange, and I'm just having visions of you were like, I'm gonna save these for the podcast, and then just like every time you walk by, you just hear the duh music, and you're like. You're like trying to avoid it and you're just eyeballing it. You're like, no, that's orange. I gotta try that orange. I gotta try the orange right now.
I did. I'm pretty sure I had the orange like the night that I got it. Like as soon as it got cold, like 4 hours later, I was like, I gotta try this one because I had 3. So I think so I can still try the cherry next week.
Yeah, that tracks. Absolutely tracks.
What about you, Matt? Do you have a big pot of coffee over there? Since
I've got a big pot.
It is, for anyone listening, it is 2:30 a.m. in the Netherlands right now, where Big Matt is, I believe.
Time to call the dentist.
Here I've got some black coffee in my left Tarlavisi mug and some Spa Touch Peach sparkling water. I don't think you guys can get this in North America, but it's one of my favorites.
Nice.
It's really good. It's if you know the Spa Francorchamps racing truck. It's from around there in Belgium, so it's
totally familiar with it. Absolutely know where that is.
Really? Yeah, I want to go there one day. It's more like in the middle of Belgium. It's like Western, Northeast, South Belgium.
Yeah. I was just there the other day. I was just thinking, I'm just going to talk about this in the podcast. Yep.
I was like, I'm not going to get none of that normal sparkling water. I'm going to get the Belgian brand.
What about
Belgian
you, Joey?
Sparkling water.
You got some cough syrup or anything over there, or any kind of medicine?
No, it hasn't hit me yet, and it better not. It better not. I'm drinking Keats. I have been drinking water and electrolyte supplements and just everything I can today. My kid is like crazy sick. Then so he's been off school all week. I've been on vacation all week, so it's kind of worked out that I can stay home to take care of him, but I'm going to the Arnold on Saturday. So we ended up taking him to the doctor today, and it turns out it's viral. So there's like there's a pretty good chance I'm gonna get it. We're just hoping I don't get it until Monday. Because I'm not.
Steve hopes that too. Be sure.
Well, that's what first thing he said. He's like, "No, you'll get it just in time to give it to us while you're here." So I'm just hoping I don't get it because I don't want to miss the Arnold at all. Like I've been watching. We'll just jump right into this section. I've been watching all of the updates. Everybody that's there. I think Big Jess is finally going to show up this year. Like I have been like vibrating with anticipation. I'm so excited to go to the Arnold this year. even though I'm going to be there on the Saturday, which means I'm pretty much just going to hang out at the Massnomics booth for an entire day and talk about our podcast, because you can't move around on a Saturday at the Arnold. It's just not a thing unless you get like unless you do what I did and get Jonathan Oldham as like to move people away. Like he's like a train catcher when you're walking. I don't think he's going to be there this year though. I've been meaning to text him.
I definitely have some FOMO. I'm not going to make it. But then I was listening to, because I was just like, even the other day, I was like, man, I could leave right after work Friday, get down there or whatever. I was like, no, then I got actually my boss, we got to fucking work a long day tomorrow. I was like, it's not going to happen. But everything I've heard, it is going to be so much busier than last year. And I was overwhelmed Saturday. Like I was there for like 2 hours Saturday morning. I was like, I can't handle this. Like my ability to be in a group of people could not handle Saturday last year. And Friday was awesome. I would like, if I go back again in the future, like I'm gonna like err on getting there Thursday night, being there Friday, and either dipping out after Friday, or you just knowing that Saturday I'm just gonna be overwhelmed. But I don't think I could go down and just for Saturday. It would almost ruin it for me, just because I am so like, I need some space. I can't deal with the lines. I can't deal with the crowds. Like that's just not for me. And Friday was perfect. Saturday morning sucked. So
you just got to get cool enough to not need lineups. Like where we're going, we don't need sleeves and lineups. Like we're going to drunken muscle dummy heaven. So actually, I'm going to see Anthony Jeselnik tomorrow night. So I've laid out my small vacation time the stupidest way possible. So Friday night, I'm going to see Anthony Jeselnik in my city. Then I got to come home, immediately go to bed because Steve's picking me up as late as 6 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm just hopefully going to sleep on the car, because then I have to go and perform, right? Because like obviously, like I'm going to be on unpaid and underrated Massnomics mode. Like I'm going to be smiling. I'm not going to be like normal me. If you see me in public, I'm not approachable. I'm not friendly. Like leave me the fuck alone. But like at the Arnold, I'm like, yeah, it's time. Like, I'm going to be on that boat. So that's going to be exhausting as shit. And that's got to go for like 12 hours after sleeping for like 5.
That's I don't know who the concert is you're going to. I don't know if I would plan both those.
Anthony Jeselnik is a comedian. He is probably one of the top tier dark comedy guys.
Gotcha.
That like does what he does really well. I actually didn't plan that on purpose. I bought the Arnold tickets, and then out for my birthday with my buddy Jay, I was like, let's go see Anthony Jeselnik. He's playing on the 1st, not cluing in that I had bought tickets for the Arnold on the 2nd.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, I have all these tickets. Fuck it. We'll just be tired. We'll do it live.
Yeah, I'm glad that's you, not me. Because like even when I know I'm like I've got multiple things this year where I'm catching an airplane at fucking like 5 a.m. on Friday, and I'm like, yeah, we're not podcasting Thursday night. Like I can't podcast till midnight and then get up and catch a plane. So I'm glad that I'm not in your position tomorrow, where you're going to be up half the night at the comedy club and then having to do the same thing Saturday. So
we are going to be heavily caffeinated.
Yeah. All right. So Big Matt, what are you wearing this week, buddy?
Here I've got the Hood Classic, the Yeah Buddy lightweight shirt.
Oh, nice, and I don't have to squint to see that one perfectly. So that is the non-censored OG one of the OG shirts. So I can tell you've been around for a while.
I've been around.
I'm rocking Tanner's favorite. I'll go no show. I'll show no go. One of those.
It's a nice one too.
One of those lingos, and Joey's over there wearing. I can't. He's got a head. He's got a beard.
I've got a hoodie on, but I am wearing the Arnold sweater from last year.
There you go.
Just because the house was a bit cold when we got home. It'll come off at some point, and then I think underneath. What am I wearing underneath? Hold on. Fuck it, we'll do it live. I got a wrestling shirt on under.
Nice. Let's see. Let's do a little. I'm going to do a little game here briefly. Well, not a game, a segment that is. So, what is it? It's the supporting the members that we've supported, something like that. I always get my what I call it wrong, but Big Tanner, friend of the podcast, Big Tanner. He was a guest on Tom Finn and Tom Callis' podcast. Let's Get Stupid. That hit I think Monday or Tuesday this week. I think it hit on YouTube Monday, and then the podcast came out Wednesday like normal. And then I believe he was on Grant's podcast, the OK podcast, but I don't think that's hit yet. I think that was just, I think they just called him when he was driving from Aberdeen to Crew Falls the other day. So
we should call him. We should call him now. Just see if he can hit the 3 bangers.
Oh God. Yeah. But yeah, go ahead and keep an eye out for both those episodes with friend of the podcast, Big Tanner. And speaking of the podcast, I guess we can go ahead and rate last week's episode. If anyone was able to watch that,
I watched the whole thing.
Well, what'd you think about it? Give me the rundown and give it a little rating at the end, buddy.
Yeah, well, it was great. Always love hearing those guys talk. It was a shame that their guest didn't make it on, but it's scheduling conflicts happen. But
Yeah.
it's interesting to hear them talk about when influencers run businesses, and sometimes it doesn't always work out. But I also wonder who they were referring to. Is it? No, it was a good episode. I give it 5. Are we going by iPod touches?
Nice. Yep. 5 Massanomics Gym iPod touches.
5 Gym iPod touches. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there was some chatter in the Discord. I think a few of us had made suggestions. Like Tommy was like, "Yeah, we definitely weren't really talking about those." And then they had mentioned somebody later on, but we weren't really not gonna drag anybody's name through the mud. It wasn't necessarily in. They didn't say anything malicious towards people. It was just more of a, But yeah, that was the episode. I think they recorded that on like a Monday or something. It was gonna be the night they recorded 2 episodes back to back, and I think TD was supposed to be on that one but couldn't make it. Yeah. So then they ended up just doing about 90 minutes, just them shooting the shit. And it was funny because they kept on like halfway through when they were like, basically about an hour in when they're like, yeah, I really don't think the guest is going to show up. So we just really got to, but they didn't. So the episode that'll hit next week is going to be the Q&A that I believe they recorded the same night. So they couldn't really, like, that's got to be hard. Like I couldn't imagine like recording 2 episodes back to back, but like not blowing your wad in the first one, basically like holding stuff back for the second episode.
There's no holding things back.
Yeah, well, I mean, we are, it's almost July already.
We're 2 days from the Arnold and 17 weeks out from July.
Yeah, something like that. I think we're more
time is a flat circle. I don't know.
It's gotta be more than 17. I don't know. It's something like that. But yeah, all in all, I still enjoyed the episode because I always like hearing the boys talk, and I think I ended up listening to about 3/4 of it live on Discord the other day. So, go ahead and rate it. I'll go ahead and give it the 5 Massanomics Gym iPod touches this week, but only because it's Arnold week and I'm feeling generous.
I did that. Again, it did that thing where I listened to about halfway on the way to work and then got into the car after work and it was done. So I had to That's scrub and find where I was, and I've complained about that multiple times. I'm sure it's my fault. Like I'm doing something wrong here.
Which app are you using to listen
to the Apple one podcast?
Okay, yeah, I haven't used that one in years. I'm not sure.
So because I had to listen to it like technically twice, I don't remember much other than influencers running business and a couple jokes from Tanner and Tommy. So I'm just gonna have to pull an audible and give it a 5 iPod Massanomics. Massanomics iPod touches.
Yeah, we might have to switch that one up at some point just to make it a little less of a tongue twister for us. Everyone start submitting what they want us to what scale of 5 this will be for next week. And
you know what, I'm gonna get in the way right now. No, we're not doing chicken bakes.
Oh god, yeah,
I guarantee somebody heard you say that sentence and they're gonna be like, do chicken bakes.
Dude, yeah, only if Jen approves, and I'm sure she won't, so it's all good. I did have a nice little.
From now on, all changes must be run through Jen.
There you go. That works. So it was kind of nice. I'm assuming they did it just because they were at the Arnold. I'm not really sure. Maybe they just weren't paying attention. But the YouTube video actually hit at midnight, I think, or 1 a.m, whatever it was. I don't know. But I know when I looked at my phone, that lunchtime, the YouTube video was up and it had been up for 9 hours or something. I was like, oh fuck yeah. But that made my life so much easier to actually sit there and watch the Massanomics YouTube video Thursday at lunchtime rather than Thursday at 4 o'clock when I'm just getting home and trying to spend a couple hours with my wife before we'd podcast all night. So that made my life so much better. If they could do that every week, I would literally do a backflip. But this week's episode was Tanner and Tommy talking about going through their whole arsenal of the Texas Power Bars. So they have got basically all 5 generations. I know Tanner spent the last couple of years building that collection. So that was pretty cool to watch him go through it and, go over everything. I think the only slip of the tongue he mentioned was he called all of them 28 millimeter when they were 28.5. And I know he knows they're 28.5. I think he just had a slip of the tongue. So, we'll let him get away with that this time. Did either of you guys get a chance to watch that since it was up all day?
Every 0.5 millimeter counts.
Yes, sir.
I must be honest. I've forgotten to watch the Massanomics videos this week. I've just been it's been my week off, so I've just been doing nothing really. Just been going to the gym.
Nice.
Haven't really had time to watch YouTube.
At first, when you said that, I was like, oh, I forgot to watch all the Massanomics videos, and I was just like,
no. What are you doing here?
In perpetuity, forgot to watch the mess.
Yeah, no, I forgot to watch their non-podcast videos this week, so gotta catch up. Yeah.
What's Bozos, Joey?
Oh, I was gonna actually segue into the Siri talk just based on last week and the Texas Power Bar stuff because her entire gym is Texas Power Bar. And like it was really fun to mess with everybody. And you know, I know this is Matt, this is your episode, but I do want to reflect a little bit on just absolutely messing with the entire crew, pretending like I didn't have a guest, pretending we didn't like we were just like, no, I was just like some Arnold prep, blah 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 blah. And then dropping somebody as famous and widely known as Siri Doll. I don't think it's performed as well as I wanted it to, but I think amongst the people that did listen to it, I think it was a really good episode. I think it will open up the doors a little bit for other kind of crew adjacent people that we can get on and just absolutely have a grand old time with. One thing I didn't expect was some random comments from some of her like weird stalker fans.
Oh, weird.
That was like on your personal page too.
Yeah,
like,
so they went to my personal page, went to a selfie, and was like, "Stay away from Siri. She's my wife." And I was like, "Well, then you want to listen to my episode with her." Right, and it's like I didn't expect that, but you know, I hope everybody enjoyed kind of that out of the blue, kind of wild, unexpected, not fully crew, but like kind of crew adjacent, because there's probably more of that coming.
I would imagine.
That's my
plan.
Yeah, one thing as my influence grows on social media is pulling kind of those kinds of names in.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a little more going forward. And, you know, I would love it if everybody went to the YouTube video of hers and dropped your comments and all the reviews. Because honestly, some of you guys said amazingly nice things in the Discord. You didn't say it on Instagram to show her how much we appreciate it. You didn't say it on the YouTube. You said it directly to me and Keith, which is, again, appreciated. But, like, let her know because she's not, like, in our world at the moment. So, like, let her know how much you guys really liked that episode. So yeah, that one. And if you hated it, also send me, like, fucking tell me. But I don't think that's possible. That was a good episode.
I think we towed the line good where we kind of like appeased a lot of people with that episode. I feel. I mean, if anything, there's probably some perverts out there like ask her about butt stuff, but like we're not gonna do that. So like
we're not gonna do that.
Like I'm married. I want my, you know, he's like the joke. Like I told multiple people that too. I was like, yeah, we introduced Siri Doll, and they're like, oh, holy shit, like the porn star chick. I was like, yeah, and I was like, but it's not gonna be the episode you think it is because I enjoy my marriage. Like I'm not gonna sit there and like that's not what this is about. Like this is still about just like a chick that power lifts and like is into fitness and like is Massonomics adjacent, and that's why she was on. So yeah, I had like 3 different people that were like, "Holy fuck!" and then they actually listened to the episode. That, like they would never listen to any other episode we've done. So
yeah, and like I mentioned earlier, one of my coworkers messaged me and he's like, "Hey, can you turn the gain down on your microphone?" And I was like, "Don't fucking listen to my podcast! Like, what is happening?" He's like, "I really wanted to listen to this episode, but you guys talked about lifting too much," and I was like, "Good, turn it off, unsubscribe."
Go to the
because
gym,
like
fucker.
That's what we're here for. I'm not Joanna Angel. I'm not talking to you about porn. Like I'm here to talk to you about, you know, lifting and being fun and all that shit. So with that said, I put in Bozos. Okay. I just want to like put a petition out there to bring that back. Calling people a bozo. We were hiking with my kid and my in-laws and Oren, my son. We went to like a reservation, preservation, okay? And he goes, "Daddy, look, litter." And then I said, "Buddy, you know who litters?" He says, "Who?" And I said, "Bozos." And he yells, "Bozos" at the top of his lungs in like the most questions, stands up and books it. And it was the funniest thing in the world to me. So I was just talking to Morgan about how funny that word is, because I think when you call somebody a bozo, what you're essentially doing is just telling them that you don't take them seriously. It like you're just looking at somebody saying you're an unserious person. And I don't think I have any investment in you, your life, or your opinion. But it's also not like a mean word, you know?
You're not calling him a douchebag or a fucking.
You're not saying cunt. You're not saying idiot. Like you're not like putting them down. You're just like, yeah, you're a bozo, bud. Like I'm not putting up with your bozo shit. So yeah, I just want a petition to put that word back out there for like when people are,
I don't
on
think
the
I've heard
wrong
that
side of
word in
history.
years. So like I watched Bozo the like that's like a vivid memory of but the TV show Bozo the Clown like that I have the memories of watching that when I was like 4 and 5. It's like actually
Yeah.
possibly one of my earliest like TV memories is Bozo the Clown the show. Was it actually did he have his own show or was he just like a
Yeah. No,
character
he was
in a
Bozo the
show?
Clown. He had
Well, yeah, I just didn't know
his
if he
own
was like
creepy
I
kid
just
show.
didn't know if he had like his own. Yeah, he had his own thing. And now he is the like everything derives from him. You think, or was Bozo around? Like the word Bozo around before him? That I don't know.
I didn't do an
I'm just
etymological deep dive on this one,
I might
but
have to. We might have to deep dive that because
yeah, no, who's our etymological expert that we
Blair,
had on?
big
It was Laura.
Laura. Yeah,
Laura.
Laura. I'll get her name right one of these
We'll
days.
get her to look up Bozo, but no, I don't know. I think I heard it on Family Guy. I don't know if you guys know this, but I sleep listening to Family Guy because I've watched every episode so many times that it's actually white noise for me.
Mm-hmm.
And they called some guy an international bozo, and he was some Olympic guy that was a known idiot, known douchebag, but they called him a bozo in passing. It wasn't even like a thing. They were just like, and then Peter spent the night with international bozo, whatever his name was. And then I like, for some reason, I was just like, I guess when I said it to Oren later, I was remembering because I'd slept to that episode. But then I just like, I had a talk with Morgan. I was like, it's so mean. I think it's the meanest thing you can say to somebody because you're literally just dismissing them. You're just
like you have
them.
You don't have any of my respect whatsoever.
Yeah,
but I don't have to like. But it's not so controversial that like there's gonna be an altercation.
It's not aggressive. You're just a bozo. So yeah. Anyway, that's my petition to bring that word back. So if you want to go to Tango Charlie and call them some bozos on some of their posts, that'll be fun. They are bozos.
I think they blocked me.
They blocked everybody. Like,
they must have blocked everybody. They must have went to Massonomics and blocked all of their followers.
It's possible.
Or at least unpaid and underrated, because somebody used our page to harass somebody.
I just did the same thing everybody else did. Kiss my ass.
Don't get our business page blocked or locked or whatever. You bozo.
Yeah, I know. I do have one quick harken back there to something you said. You had mentioned a white noise. So I did look up pink noise the other day after I think you and Tron didn't recognize it. Holy fuck, that's peaceful as shit. Like, it's so much better. Like, I wish I could like just put that into my noisemaker because like all I have is just on like Spotify. It's like just a 10-hour, there's a bunch of them on Spotify. And I've been like Googling like how to find like a pink noise machine or a different noise machine that has the different spectrums or whatever. But yeah, goddamn, there was so much more than like just like my nature sound one that I sleep to every night.
So like
awesome.
What is the level of pink noise?
Whatever comes up on Spotify first and is in my favorites. I don't know. I would have to deep dive that.
Well, I guess I'll Google it. So I sleep to whatever noise. I think I actually sleep to brown noise.
Oh, I did go through like 4 or 5 of them, and like they were definitely all the pink. Whatever the pink was the one was my jam though, because I think that's the one Tron specifically recommended. If I recall.
Because my noise is like it's almost like a truck engine constantly revving.
Yeah, I don't think
that's about my realm. So that I think is brown noise because it's like a deeper level. So I don't know what pink noise would be comparatively. I just Googled it and I got fucking nothing out of it.
To me, it was just above like the white noise that I sleep to, but like just more. Uh-oh.
Keith, honey. Oh my gosh.
Right now?
You son of a bitch, you. Hey, Karen.
Hey, guys.
Hey, how's it going?
When's that Karen calendar coming out?
Oh, they can't hear us at all. I'll see you on Saturday.
We've
see you fucks on Saturday.
For our audible listeners, Big Tanner just zoomed in. So we got Tanner, Tommy,
hello, Tommy,
Huck Finn, Karen Finn, White George Foreman. We got a whole big crowd. We got a whole crowd. Oh, that's what I love this podcast.
I just had
the barefoot shoes cruiser.
Oh wow!
Hey guys, we'll see you on Saturday.
Marvel Voodoo Crew. This is Spanky.
Hey.
Hello.
The FOMO is so hard right now. God damn it.
I
wish I was there too. It's only a short 9-hour flight.
That's a bad shirt.
That's a great
You
shirt.
guys got to pay for that shirt.
Yeah, that's a great shirt.
Yeah.
All right, boys.
Thanks, Tanner.
Good stuff. That was awesome. So
I had sent him a message when I joked about him appearing
nice.
on 3 podcasts in 1 week. I was like, "Hey, what are you up to?" And he was like, "You going right now?" And then so we got everybody.
I'm gonna
That's
pull
awesome.
that. I'm gonna have to pull that video clip too.
Yeah, here, do it.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's just that'll be easy enough to find, so we're good. All right, I think that will cover all of our general topics. So we're going to hand the microphone over to the quiet man, Big Matt, who I think we've monopolized the entire intro from. So go ahead and hit us with a little Massonomic sponsor read now that you've seen Big Tanner himself
Sure, why not?
in person, essentially.
Let's get her going here. Alrighty. Give me one sec, please. Let's see here. Massonomics. Massonomics provides informative and entertaining content related to weight training, nutrition, and the fitness lifestyle. Their expanding line of apparel is designed to turn heads both inside and outside the gym walls. Owning their own gym allows them the opportunity to practice everything that they preach. So you can rest assured that they aren't completely full of shit. Did they mention that they like to lift really heavy weights? And remember, lift hard, lift easy. There's also the supporting membership, which we're all joined as members, which gives us access to the Discord. We're all supporting members of the Massonomics podcast, and they're just fucking awesome. So, yeah, that's my impromptu.
Well, I'll give that
Massonomics
by a
episode.
seal of fucking approval because we're saying that word tonight, buddy. Hell
Fuck.
yeah. Absolutely. It's been a minute since we've got a big gen on my case for cussing, so I guess maybe tonight's the night. I don't know.
Yeah,
Seeing Huck Finn's got me all fired up.
I know. It's hilarious.
I know.
I
I'm
did
going
not
to see him
expect
on.
that.
I'm going to see him in person. I didn't
God
expect
damn
that
it.
either. Yeah.
I really want to get
Who
up.
was it
I
that
really wanna
named
get up
me?
and go.
Was it Karen that knew my name? Because that was fucking wild.
I'm not sure.
Huck was like, "Who was the guy?" And I heard somebody say, "That's Joey," and I think that was Karen, which is wild. She remembers me if it was her.
Possibly, might have been Tommy. All right,
Yeah.
he's got the same hair as Karen probably sometimes. So I think it's time. Well, now we really do have to kick all the looky-loos out. We did have a full house on their screen a minute ago. There was literally like 12 people on our screen. Granted, it was coming from one feed, but as he panned around the room, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go ahead and give them all the boot, I suppose. And I think Big Joey's gonna get our guest on the horn.
Yeah, Big Irby, is that you?
Hey, how's it going, eh?
Hey, welcome. Hey, you're outnumbered by Canadians there, bud.
I see that again. Now, does it count if you're like X amount of years removed? Are you still Canadian, or
He's an
you go-
expat.
I've still got the passport, so
Okay, then I guess it's 2-1 tonight. Damn it. Well,
You're pretty much Canadian adjacent. Like you live, like I could piss on your house from the CN Tower. Like you're pretty close.
yeah,
You're only in Rochester.
dude, it's crazy though. Like just driving down the thruway in Western New York. I woke up this morning completely clear. Get halfway to Syracuse, it's a fucking whiteout for like the last 40 minutes of my drive to Syracuse. Like,
Yeah,
it was miserable.
We got railed last night. Railed.
Yeah, it was pretty brutal. Yeah, it was 65. I'm sure that most of the East Coast got it. I'm not really sure, but it was, 2 or 3 days this week. It was 60, 65 degrees, and then back to winter and hard. But
So it can't be as bad as where are you again?
Dutchland.
He's
Right?
in
Yeah.
He's in Deutschland.
no, that's
I
Germany.
literally
That's
had to
Germany.
Google
He's
where-
definitely not in Germany.
Today I had to Google where Dutch people were from just so I could say Netherlands confidently because I didn't have a fucking clue.
I'm in the Netherlands. I moved here 2016 in October that year. Yeah, I've lived here since 2016. I live close to Utrecht, which is right in the middle. So I'm like south central Netherlands. It's pretty good. I used to live way out east in a town called Enschede, which is about 150,000 people. It's a big student town as well, so there's two universities. So the city is from 1310. That's how old the Enschede is. It's just
Holy.
ancient. I know. Yeah.
How's the sewer system?
Good question. It still seems to be standing.
That's one thing I would like if my city was from that old. I'd be like, what are you doing with our pee? Like,
yeah, where's it go?
Because like back in 1310, you just dumped it out the front window and hope shit went well.
Cousin
Well,
Eddie, the shitter's full.
Shit is full, boys.
But so you're from Canada, like of the Canadian region. Where in Canada?
I was born in Winnipeg, Manitoba, but we moved out to Vancouver when I was 2. So
that you're from the hippie side.
The hippie side, yeah. Yeah, it's changed so much since last time I was there. Yeah, I haven't been back to Canada for 2 years now, so I'm not in a rush to go back. It's just changed so much, it seems like, since I left. Yeah.
Now that happens.
Yeah. No, my family's doing well. So I think my mom's coming here in September. Hopefully I can see my family again. But like those 2 years during COVID when nothing was open, I mean, I got to get my squat rack. I had to just leave my gym and deadlift with some broomsticks.
Do what you gotta do in harsh times.
Yeah, but yeah, now everything's open and back up, and yeah, it's nice just to have a bit of peace in my life, and it's not as stressful, you know.
Well, just in case no one had clued in yet, who you are, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself and give us your socials and where they can find you, and
sure,
if you have a weird Discord name or a weird IG name or anything like that, so everyone's on the same page.
Yeah, so on Discord, my name is Big Matt 2 Electric Boogaloo, even though I was the first Big Matt in the Discord. On Instagram, I'm MattU25, and that's about all I use. I don't really use Facebook anymore, so just Instagram and Discord mostly.
You're not on Facebook, so I guess if you're not on Facebook, I'm probably not going to know when your birthday is. You're not going to get a happy birthday out from the Unpaid and Underrated podcast page. So, if anyone's ever upset that they didn't get a shout out, it's because I either didn't know it was your birthday because you didn't post about it. Because I usually, if someone posts about their birthday, I'll be like, yeah, I'll throw it up there. Or if I see it on Facebook, I'll throw it up there. Other than that, like I don't have a calendar with everybody's birthdays in it. So hopefully nobody's offended if they were missed. Well. Big Matt, what brought you to Mastonomics, buddy? How'd you find us?
So,
why are you still here? All that.
Yeah, so I even when I was living in Canada, I was really into weightlifting. I joined a gym with my buddy Sean, Tawasin Athletic Club, and yeah, that was just like the local gym. Just got the same iron plates as Big Keith back there. Lots of places to squat and deadlift. Then yeah, that place closed down in like 2017, so after I had moved. But yeah, I was just in the gym after work, before work, just getting her done. When I moved here, the second thing I did was I joined a gym in Enschede. It was called Club Fit. And it was actually a really good gym. They had like a full rig, like a full CrossFit rig. It was not a CrossFit gym. They just had 6 places to squat and bench and deadlift. Yeah. And I'm like, you know what? It's a good gym. It was a good spot for me. In 2019, I guess I was looking for some new gym shirts. And then I found my Body lightweight shirt and my Jefferson deadlift shirt. And like, those are fucking sick. I gotta order those. I was on vacation in Cologne, Germany when I ordered these 2 shirts. And they showed up right around my birthday. So I was very happy. Since I became a supporting member of Mastonomics, it's like everyone's just really easygoing. It's just a fun place to shoot the shit.
Would you say that we're lifting hard and living easy?
Oh, indeed, yes. Sometimes there's more living easy than lifting hard, it seems like, but that's okay. Gotta have balance in life.
So you were lifting weights, you needed some shirts, so I'm assuming you found the Instagram. Or do you think you found the Instagram, or you think you found the website?
Yeah, the Instagram. Yeah, found the Instagram.
Okay.
Algorithms that work again.
and how'd that segue into the podcast? When did you? When do you think you found the podcast? Like, do you have a memory of your first?
Yes, I do. It's your old favorite, Pillar 4. The first episode I listened to was
the Pooper Mitchell one. Yeah.
Yeah. No, the first one was Poop. That was honestly the first one I listened to. I think it's 177. That was the first one. 177. When they did the tour of the gym with that guy.
Nice. And then do you think you kind of stuck with it from there, or were you kind of dabbling?
Yeah, I was dabbling. It's like I ordered the shirts that they were like, hey, these are pretty sick. I started dabbling in the podcast, and eventually I started listening to it weekly
Nice.
the episodes came out, on Monday mornings for me.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Sunday nights for me.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're what are you? You're like 11 hours ahead of us for something crazy, aren't
I
you?
think it's like 6.
Okay, that all is.
So this is tomorrow?
This is the future, guys.
It
It's
is March 1st for him, and it's still February for us.
Yeah.
Time zones are insane.
Oh, we should actually cover that. What time did you go to bed in your time zone, and what time is it right now for you, Matt?
I started going to bed at around 8:00 last night.
Okay.
Got a bit of sleep. Oh, that's better than nothing, right? My alternate idea was just stay up late and smoke a cigar in the backyard and just drink a pot of coffee. But I feel like I'm more awake this way.
Oh fuck! I'd have a cigar.
And so, for anyone that missed that, it's Matt got up around 2:00 or so a.m. and we started recording 2:30 a.m. his time, with being 8:30, Eastern Standard for Joey and I. It was just the only time we could do it. He reached out. I think you'd reached out to me several months ago as a you're an early adopter of the Unpaid and Underrated podcast, and being the number one podcast in your phone, and just the go-to podcast that has to be listened to first every week. And it just and unless we basically recorded on the weekend, it's like it really wasn't going to work. And at the current time, I don't foresee us doing too many weekend podcasts with family lives and everything. So it worked out good that you were taking some time off of work and you reached out to me. It was like, hey,
needed.
Do any of these days work? And I was like, absolutely, let's do it, buddy. So
let's do it.
Appreciate the dedication, and here we are. Hopefully you can your plan is to stay up the rest of the day at this point too, I'm assuming.
I don't know. It's 3 a.m. I could, I got a pot of coffee in me now.
That's perfect deadlift time.
Oh yeah, indeed. Yeah.
Just crank the hard style and scream as loud as possible. Yeah, buddy.
There's this guy called Lil Texas who does American hardstyle, and he had a SpongeBob song that I posted in the Discord. It's fucking hilarious.
I did listen to it. I actually did listen to that.
It's hilarious.
Hardstyle's funny in general, because it was you that corrected me too, right? When you were like, "Is that what you were thinking of?" Yeah. Yeah.
So in Holland, hardstyle is really popular. In Dutch, I call it Haber, like Gabber, but with an GH sound.
Yeah, because Gabber Payet is how I discovered hardstyle.
Yeah.
Gabber Payet does Der Muscle Man. Right.
It's very popular here. Every weekend, even during the week, there's different clubs put on hardstyle concerts and shows. I've never been to one.
That's hilarious.
One day I want to go.
And just get a headache, because I feel like all that would happen.
Exactly. Yeah.
Sounds very unpleasant.
I think the biggest festival is called, I think it's Inferno or something. It's way out in Limburg. That's in the south of the Netherlands. And it's like a huge festival that takes up, it's in a massive outdoor field. And basically it's like a 4-day festival. Like the speakers are as big as my fucking squat rack, and they're stacked on top of each other. Oh my God, I just can't imagine living around there. Just give me a fucking headache.
So speaking of living around there, so we know you've been in the Netherlands since what, like 2016 or 17. Yeah. Have you lived in the same general area, or have you have you hopped around? Like was it who was that big Joey E a couple weeks ago? He had moved 1,000 times in a matter of a few years. So since you've been there, like how many little areas do you think?
He said already that he lived on the one other end, on the east end.
Yeah.
And now he's central.
Well, I must have been Joey and out and spaced out.
No,
I never. I would never.
You're so full of shit. That's a bozo thing to say, Joey.
Who are you again?
now, one of the Davids. It was funny when I said bozo because we talked about bozo earlier. That's why it was funny.
Oh yeah, it was a callback. That's how we explain our jokes here.
Yeah, fucker. Sorry.
I mean, I didn't really move at all. I just stayed in Enschede. My in-laws, they live in Amsterdam, so I would always go there for the weekend and stuff. But yeah, Amsterdam is a different animal compared to Enschede. It's a lot busier. It's more crowded. There's tourists everywhere. It's like you're trying to ride your bike to Central Station, and there's just fucking people all around you. It's like going to the Arnold, but you're in the city. That's what I think Amsterdam's like. It's very busy.
roughly how old are you, Matt? Are you submasters like the rest of us?
I'm submasters. I'm 32,
Okay.
so
So then you moved there in your early 20s,
25.
right? So
Yeah,
okay, wow, yeah.
yeah,
So
that was crazy.
Canada till 25. So what
Yeah.
I'm assuming you moved for work, but if you want to tell us why you moved or what you do for work or what
I
brought you there.
moved for my fiance
Okay.
at the time.
Okay.
Yeah, currently moved
How
for my
did
girlfriend at the time, Big Liz.
how did you yeah, let's hear about
Yeah,
that.
we met online.
Nice. Dig it.
We met online. There was a lot of back and forth between Canada and the Netherlands. Actually, the first time I was in Amsterdam was February 2016. I met her parents during that time. Lovely people. Saw the city. So she was studying her bachelor's at the time. She was doing civil engineering. Yeah, time flies. Holy shit. She was doing her bachelor's for civil engineering. I came for 2 weeks. Yeah, just cruised around Amsterdam. It was a lot of fun. So she came back for that summer, and we stayed in Vancouver, hung out with the family, went on the boat, all that kind of fun stuff. And then she went back. I got really depressed. I'm like, fuck this. I'm going to get my passport, and I'm getting the fuck out of Dodge. And yeah, here I am.
Nice. Well, follow your heart, buddy. I can appreciate that. So
yeah,
it's the only thing we gotta bust your chops on is goddamn that sounds like it was a decade ago and you still ain't married. What's going on with there, buddy?
yeah,
Your fiance. It's so much easier to say my wife. What's the holdup?
It's even easier to say my wife.
My wife.
Good. That was a good one.
So yeah, I proposed in November. So the plan is to wait about a year because her brother and his girlfriend, they're in New Zealand, cruising around they bought a van down there.
Or no.
Yeah. Oh no.
Or no.
So they're in New Zealand for a year. And they obviously want to be at the wedding too. So you just gotta wait for them to come back this way.
You gonna do two? Are you gonna do two weddings? One there and one in Canada, or?
So this is a logistical nightmare. We're trying to figure out.
I can imagine. That's why I brought it up. Like I've said it before. Yeah. I had a secret wedding in my backyard with just me and my parents.
That's right.
Like, because I was not dealing with any of this shit. So I can't imagine the shit you've got to deal with.
Oh yeah. So we're looking at places around Utrecht, around Amsterdam. Trying to get all my friends and family to come on over this way. But yeah, flights ain't cheap, so might have to do two.
Yeah, I can't imagine. That's got to be a few grand to get out there, I bet.
Oh yeah. From Vancouver to Amsterdam, it's like 1,000 euros. If you're in the
that's about 2,500 CAD.
Yeah, that's right.
Which is probably 3,500 USD, right? Like,
I think it's around $1,200 American.
Yeah,
to get over here.
Yeah, our dollar's worth more than yours now, isn't it?
Well, yeah, absolutely. But euros are worth more than all of us.
I think the euro and the American dollar, are pretty comparable, honestly.
Okay.
So yeah.
Is that still something that do you have to like get your converter out and shit to be like, all right, how much do I owe you, or do you like have it down?
Not really. No. I just think in euros now.
Gotcha.
It's pretty simple. Whenever I come back to Canada, it's like shopping to discount.
How many euros is a Massonomic shirt?
Ooh, good question. So I guess my last one I bought was the Pension 315 shirt. That was wasn't it $25 for a shirt? I think so, right? So yeah, it's around
they're 39.
30.
Yeah, 39 USD comes to about 47 Canadian.
I think it's around 25 euros for a shirt.
Yep.
Then you got the shipping, international shipping.
Oh yeah, how's that? Does that go through Carol Stream also?
Oh, of course it goes through Carol Stream.
Fucking Carol Stream.
Fucking Carol Stream.
Honestly, I was like, I should have mentioned it before he left. Tanner, just bring my crew to Columbus. I'm gonna look him in the face. I'm gonna have fun with them, and then I'm still gonna have to wait 3 weeks for this fucking thing.
Yeah. So when they shipped me my supporting member card, this one here, I'm number 61. That came in the mail.
Nice. I think you beat me by 4. I'm either
maybe. Yeah. I wish I got number 69.
No, that was D. I think I was 67.
Yeah. So this came in the mail, and I'm like, oh fuck yeah, it's going in the wallet. Now I keep it with me all the time.
Oh wow, you get that. Kudos to you. I don't carry anything in my wallet. I don't have to. Like if it's
Yeah.
not essential to me to like not get arrested and
Uh,
like not pay a bill, it's not in my wallet.
yeah.
Yeah, mine stays home and at the altar behind
Mm,
me, where it's got all my Massonomic stickers and shit
nice.
all over there.
I started making a binder with all my stickers.
Oh,
I
nice.
got the
nice.
$2 bill and the crew patch and the letter.
Yeah, that's smart. That's like the old days, like where you had like the photo album where you. That's a good idea. Do those still exist? Can you still get those?
I think
Yeah,
so.
you can get anything on Amazon.
Thank you.
Hi, Morgan.
Everybody said hi.
Hello.
Um,
Yeah, I mean, people collect Pokemon cards and like watches. Like, why can't
Oh
you collect
yeah,
Massonomic stickers?
Good point.
Yeah.
So what got you obsessed with the bicycle thing there? Is that just because it's so hard to travel over there, or like I
It's so easy to travel over there. Nice
It's so
try.
easy to travel. Yeah.
I just imagine like about like they just have these little cars and like the roads are just
No.
really
Yeah.
windy.
Actually, can I share my screen for 1 sec?
Our country,
Probably.
Keith. Yeah, while you're doing that.
Yeah.
Our countries, Keith, they have built everything around cars.
Yeah.
Everything is 4 lanes, 5 lanes, 6 lanes to get from one end of the city to the other.
Yeah, yeah.
Whereas the rest of the world has clued in that cities make more sense if you can just walk or bike. Right?
It's
Because
so
I'm
true.
not going to get in my car to go to some local business downtown with no parking and everything's hard and blah, blah, blah. Because it doesn't make logistic sense. Today I was downtown when I took my kid to the doctor, and I almost hit 2 people.
Oh, jeez.
Because it's just fucking logistic nightmare trying to turn, and there's buses and there's blah 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 blah. But like, if I could have just like, hey man, just get on the bus and take the kids without me,
Exactly. Yeah.
everything would have been easier. So, no, actually, traveling in other countries is way easier than ours. I'm actually jealous of Irby's ability to bike everywhere.
Yeah. It's very fun. Like, yeah, you can just I throw my shit on the bike and I go. I don't know how to drive. I don't have my license. Maybe you guys should make a poll on the.
You've never had a license?
No, I had one in Canada, but I gave it up.
Okay. You were gonna share your screen. Do I have to give you permission?
No, I tried to, but it says the host has turned off.
No, I'm on it. I'm on it. I'll give you 2 seconds.
Yeah, because with my game, I have to share my screen as well.
Okay.
Wait, let's try again.
You guys chat for a second while I figure out how to do this.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming you either work from home or you have a job that you can walk to.
No, actually, I work in Amsterdam.
Okay, so you're able to commute by either.
Yeah, I hop on the train. Yeah, it's 2 trains. Okay. It's a little commuter train to Utrecht Central Station.
How long does that take? I can't imagine like a train like two like at one train ride. I'm just like, all right, two train rides. Fuck.
It's not that bad. It's it's like a 10-minute train ride to the first station.
Okay.
Then I hop on the bigger train to Amsterdam. Then I can either walk or take the little subway.
All right, so like door to door, what do you like?
1 hour.
You walk. Fuck that though.
Yeah.
But like
it's great. Yeah.
Are you one of the countries that are like super lax on like you get like a 3 months vacation or something? I know there's a lot of like foreign countries that just get a shit ton of vacation.
That's right.
So America where they just work us to death.
I think we get around.
We don't get political here though. We don't get political here.
Well, yeah.
I know. I won't get political, but yeah, we get 4 weeks vacation in this country.
Just work until you die.
I'll take 4 weeks.
I think you have screen sharing.
Cool. I just wanted to show you this little car that you guys can that elderly people drive in the bike lane because they're unable to transport themselves otherwise.
I'm just picturing stuff from like was it the first Vacation movie? Not Christmas Vacation, not Vegas Vacation, but Vacation, where they're just driving around. Oh wow, that's a little guy.
It's a little Conta. It's called.
Yeah. I actually would have got one of those.
Yeah.
I wanted a Mini, but I ended up buying a Kona, which was the closest thing to a Mini I could get within my budget.
So yeah, the Kona, that's about 4 times the size of this thing, right?
Jesus.
It's run by a little 50cc moped engine. They're also electric. They're electric as well now. Yeah.
And it fits groceries.
Yeah.
Groceries and 2 people? Hell yeah.
Yeah. Like in the back, like, I don't know, like in the back quarter window, you sometimes see a third person squished in there as well.
And now,
They're hilarious.
for the people that can't see, we're looking at a little car. Obviously, it's 4 wheels, but it's about the size of, it's smaller than a Mini Cooper.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
like a K car.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God, even smaller.
Like smaller than a K car. Yeah.
But also, no porn tabs open. So he did not Google Siri while we were watching
Yeah,
this.
his computer definitely just took over my whole screen. I'm like, how do I get back to my show notes? And I'm like, okay. But now so I'd be like, what else are you looking at?
But that's fun. It's called the Canta, Canta.
Yeah. So yeah, you see these driven by a lot of elderly people or people with a disability who can't otherwise transport themselves.
So that the Scans mobile?
Could be. Yeah.
Scans will throw you. Scans old and
yeah, it's funny how you see people just families on bikes going to school. You see businesses hauling their stuff on bike, like DHL. That's a big Carol Stream supporter there. They
you lost me an hour commute to work. It's 2 hours a day. That means I'm working at least a 10-hour. No,
but buddy, on an alternative day, I'm driving 40 minutes.
Yeah.
On a 25-minute commute, just because there's so many single occupant cars, and nobody knows how to drive. Right? every accident and every slowdown, every time I've run into volume, I've been wanting to go off on traffic a little bit lately. Because
grind your Neuralink.
Oh my God, does it ever? And like today was one of those times where I'm waiting, I'm at an intersection and I want to turn right. Okay. And my light is red. Okay. But in Ontario, you can turn right on a red.
Oh, really?
But there's people waiting here, there's people crossing, and there's a bus. And I was like, well, I'm definitely not fucking with any of that.
No.
But the guy behind me, and what's funny is the guy pulled up behind me, and I'm not going to, again, too political, but let's just say if you're in Ontario or Canada right now, and one of these guys pulls up behind you, you know exactly who I'm talking about. And I started laughing. I laughed out loud and pointed at the guy and was like, you are a loser. You're a bozo.
Bozo.
And he starts railing on the horn because I'm not going. So when the light turned green, I inched forward a little bit. I almost inched into some people. And that's the worst I've ever driven. And that's been on my brain ever since. If you're driving on a highway in Ontario and you're suddenly you're just at this area where you're doing anywhere from 5 to 10 kilometers an hour on a freeway where the limit is 90 to 100, the only reason you're doing that is because nobody is giving space to the people merging. That's all it is nobody wants to let anybody merge in front of them. Just learn how to fucking drive and we could all get to where we need to go. So when you're an hour commute, buddy, I live 25 minutes from my work, but there are some mornings it takes 45 minutes to an hour. And it's literally just because people don't want to let other people merge. If I could cycle to work in half an hour to an hour, I would be so excited. If I could get on the bus out my front door and go to work and not have to deal with any of that, just put my headphones in and read a book or something on the way in, I'd be so amped for that. But I can't. I chose to live in the country where there's no bus, and there's none of that, which is fine. But all of the people that live near me should fucking learn how to drive.
Proper infrastructure.
The other day, I was waiting to turn left into my driveway because traffic was oncoming and snow was oncoming, and the car behind me laid on their horn because I didn't turn fast enough for them into my own driveway. That's the dummy that I have to make sure doesn't kill me as they try and pass me with my turning signal on into my own driveway. So as my wife learns to drive, I have specifically told her, drivers on the road hate two things. They hate when you break the rules, but they really hate when you follow the rules.
Yeah.
If you follow the rules of driving, you will be one of the most hated people on the road, but you will be one of the safest. But anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah, driving has been a trigger of mine lately the past couple of days because
I
I've
get
been doing
it.
so
Yeah.
much of it. I've been off on vacation, so I've just been
Yeah.
driving everywhere, and oh my fucking God. I'm with you on. I wish I could just cycle to work or bus to work.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Is it that, like, are the roads that bad there? Like, is it just 2 lanes, like nothing separated or anything?
Well, where I live, I live on they like to call them arterial roads because it
Okay.
takes the blame off of them for building shitty infrastructure.
Yeah.
But ultimately I live on a road with almost no stop signs in between
Oh,
two
Jesus.
highways.
Oh, Jesus.
So rather than build a highway between the two, they want to put them on my road.
Right.
But they don't want to build walls or rumble strips
Sidewalks
or any sidewalks or any of that.
Yeah.
Because you're an arterial road.
Right.
And no, it's like it's a 60 limit.
Yeah.
But like it's kind of messed up that I have to be careful turning left into my driveway.
Hmm.
Like I need to be legitimately, because people have died on my road from people not wanting to wait for the car 2 cars ahead to turn into their own driveway.
Yeah. It's fortunate. Yeah. It's like anyways,
So how is what's the language like? So they speak Dutch? Is it like is
That's
Dutch? So Dutch is the only language, or is English like 50? Is it like a 50-50 thing, or is it?
Oh
like...
yeah. So basically, pretty much all Dutch people under the age of 50 they understand and speak English.
Okay. So
yeah, if you guys come to visit, like, you can just ask a question in English.
Roger.
So
Now
they will answer you just fine.
How do they know? Is it like what makes it to where they like Dutch is their first language, but then they know English just because like
just based on media, like a lot of TV shows here.
Gotcha.
Are just English audio with Dutch subtitles. In Germany, for example, they dub the audio. So like I was watching South Park in German. That's fucking hilarious. But yeah, like a lot of movies and TV shows are
interesting
in English with Dutch subtitles. So it makes a huge difference.
So do you just muddle along after being there for almost a decade, still speaking English, or do you put any effort into speaking Dutch?
No, I've learned some Dutch. It's I consider it my second language. Like my in-laws, they're all Dutch, right? So
yeah, I was gonna ask. So your wife to be is fully Dutch then, and she's so she speaks Dutch on a daily basis, and then has to
deal with my dumb ass after.
Well, yeah. So I guess I was gonna say, like, has her English, was she more fluent in English than maybe like the general person out there when you met, or has she like become pretty fluent obviously now?
I think so. Yeah, like
so she has to speak. She has to speak English to you every night. Obviously, when she gets home from work, she's like, "Oh, gotta go use my second language tonight."
Yeah. I think at this point it's becoming like Dutch is our second language, for a Dutch person, because we speak English so much at home. But yeah, like I've studied Dutch for the past 8 years. And whenever I'm like in, say, the Nike store or something, trying to buy some shoes, I say, "Can I get these in my size?" in Dutch, and then they switch back to English right away because my Dutch it sounds so awful. So it's funny, but yeah, it's fun. I taught English for a couple of years too.
Over there, okay.
Learning the languages is always fun. It's challenging, but it's definitely difficult. Like you think in a certain language, right? Then you have to switch based on coming off. Sorry, but you have to switch around your language based on the people around you. So it's fun, yeah. But I want to learn a third language.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to learn German, I think, because my family is German.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Do you have any? What's your favorite Dutch podcast? I was more of a gag. I don't know that you. So like, can you actually coherently listen on like a fast-paced conversation and like automatically translate in your head? Like it's that good already. So you could listen to like a radio show or a podcast in Dutch and then like just completely get it.
I mostly listen to like the Dutch radio. I don't really. I mean, there are no other podcasts, right? So I only listen to.
I mean, just
us, right? Yeah, just you guys and Tanner and Tommy. Yeah. But yeah, when I watch the Dutch news, it's like, I follow along 80%. It's good. It's enough to get by, right? So,
I'm pretty sure that we're the only podcast. Unpaid and Underrated is the only podcast, and the other one, the sister podcast, they're just unpaid and underrated adjacent.
Exactly.
So we talk about beer a lot. And obviously, like, you guys have a ton of old breweries.
Oh yeah,
You did a Grolsch.
Grolsch. Yeah,
Yeah,
I used
so
to
I've
work there.
we've
Yeah.
talked about the Grolsch brewery tour and how I just don't like Grolsch at
Yeah.
all. But you have some fun stories about the Grolsch.
Yeah.
So tell me, what's
So
happening?
so when I used to work there, basically in Dutch and German and Belgian supermarkets, all the beer comes in these plastic crates of beer. So it's 24 bottles of beer. It's like a 12-ounce beer. They come in 24 crates,
In
24
plastic
pack.
bottles?
No, in glass bottles, but it's like in like a crate. Wait, let me find
Okay,
a
like a
picture.
milk crate.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Let me find a picture of the crate very quickly.
No
here.
word.
Grolsch. So it's different than the way the beer comes in North America, of course.
Well, that's even different from one place to the next. You know, it's like, was it Tommy was talking about flats a few years ago? I'm like, what
Yeah.
the fuck is a flat of beer? And I was like, okay, that's like a rack. That might be more of just terminology than actually being different.
Exactly. Yeah. It's just the easiest way to transport large quantities of beer in this country. This is how the beer comes. Like that. That's a crate of beer.
Okay, yeah. So literally
Yeah.
just like an old school milk container from or
Exactly.
Except
a milk
look at the
crate.
handle in the middle.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
Like, only Steam Whistle has done anything that interesting.
Really?
Yeah, Steam
Yeah.
Whistle has the briefcase they invented,
Oh, cool.
where the cardboard locks and then it has a handle that slides in and out. But that looks dope. That looks way easier to carry.
Yeah. So you see students like, yeah, in Enschede, you would see students go into the grocery store with a shopping cart full of these Grolsch crates because the Dutch students drink way too much. I think it's a problem.
And I assume those are deposit refundable.
Oh yeah, of course. I think it's like a 15-cent deposit.
Yeah, that
on
makes
each
sense.
bottle. Yeah.
And the case?
I think they just there's no deposit, but they want it back just to wash it or reuse it. But you see these on bikes all the time too, eh? A lot of people just strap a Grolsch crate on the front of the bike. Yeah. When I used to work there, we would have to move these crates like from the assembly line onto a pallet. You have to stack around 70 of these crates onto the pallet, and then the forklift guy takes it off to the warehouse.
So I'm assuming you worked there after your initial tour that you did with your buddy
Yeah.
Sean and your fiance,
Yeah.
where you actually did not speak Dutch at the time.
No, our Dutch was very terrible. We had to rely on Liz for the Dutch tour of the Grolsch brewery. So they showed us the entire brewing process of the beer, and we got to see them pour the hops into the big pot thing. You know, I don't know the terminology, but they would basically show us how they make the beer, and yeah, it's friggin' awesome. It smells awesome. It smells really hoppy in the brewery as well. I really like the smell of hops.
I'm drinking a hop water right now as I've moved on from the Starburst.
Why did somebody tell me that you are the Canadian version of Xandar Clegane?
I have no idea who that is.
Okay.
It's
Sandor Clegane from The Hound.
No, the Hound from Games of Thrones. So
yeah,
the Mountain's brother from Game of Thrones.
Here's the problem: I've never watched Game of Thrones in my life, so I don't know the reference.
Well, it's just because you're a tall fucker, and you probably did you have long hair at some point in your life?
I got a haircut yesterday. Yeah, my bangs were way too long, so like I looked like I had some broccoli hair going on. So I had to
can't have that.
get rid of it.
I'm gonna have to. Where's the end call button? I guess.
Yeah.
Good thing you deep broccoli before you came on.
Yeah, no, I had to get my hair cut. I never really had long hair, but just I had too much hair. Just had to get rid of it. So it's funny. I told the barber about the sister podcast host getting their hair stuck in the creeper. He's like, yeah, this happened.
Like, no, it's a crawler. Damn it,
the creepy crawler.
Yeah, he renamed it a creepy.
I've never heard of either of those.
Oh god, that had me rolling, and I was listening live, and I was able to make a meme quick enough to get. It was annoying because I had a goddamn typo in it, but it still made enough sense. But I was like, son of a bitch with my fucking typos. But I was glad I was able to get the meme while they were.
Well, that's when I was like, what the fuck is he talking about? And then he's talking about this, and then I went, I didn't know either of those words before this exact sentence.
Yeah.
Okay. Gonna start like throwing shit at a dartboard and hope it goes well.
Yeah.
Shoes. Why do you have so many shoes? Why do you love shoes?
I don't know. I mean, I love shoes. You gotta wear them. You know.
What are your favorite shoes?
I wear a lot of Vans. Just comfy, easy to put on. I biked across the Netherlands in Van slip-ons. We biked from Enschede to Amsterdam. Yeah, just in Vans shoes. That was pretty fun. I just like wearing shoes. So
You don't see the irony in like, not liking vehicles, but your favorite shoe is a van. Like you don't see the irony there. I mean, I find that amusing.
I mean,
They're just the word. What?
It's fun. Van. Someone I want to get one of the Davids. I want to explain it to Joey.
No, because like a shoe is Vans, and then a van is a real van. No, I got it. I got it, man.
Sometimes I'm not as funny as I think I am. I guess
if I ever get a van, I'll call it shoe. I guess, but
no, that was actually fucking funny. That was pretty good.
Actually, hey! I see what you're drinking out of me too.
Hey,
so that's what Morgan delivered. I asked for some water at some point.
Nice,
because I'm dying.
They're both holding up the
in my handy drink spotter here.
The tie-dye.
That's fucking sick.
Yeah, I think this is the third year podcast, the fifth year podcast, or whatever the year they're on.
Yeah. I got the poster up in the corner here.
That's the one I had to take down to put up another one down, but it's somewhere.
Yeah.
So Big Matt, you obviously have a home gym, but do you think you've mentioned going to a commercial gym still?
Yeah.
Are you still doing a little bit of both?
Yeah. So I joined a powerlifting gym in Utrecht called Iron House. We have another supporting member there, Big Sylvan. He goes to Iron House as well. That's
pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a great gym. They have all sorts of combo racks and big rig, a bunch of other platforms. So yeah, my plan when I had this home gym was eventually to return to a commercial gym. But yeah, I do try to mix my time between here and the gym.
How long is it to that gym?
It's about a half-hour bike ride for me.
So you at least get your cardio, you get your warm up and your cool down pretty much with your bike.
That's your warm up. You just gotta flail your arms as you bike ride to make sure that your lats and shoulders are warmed up.
Yeah.
What's the weather like? So is it? Do you have like is it just kind of dreary year round, or like
it's similar
you're not riding
to
your bike in the
Vancouver.
snow, right?
It's similar to Vancouver. Lots of rain. It's been monsooning all week. So biking to the gym, I'm wearing my rain pants, my rain jacket, my Vans boots. I'm dry, but yeah, it's just fucking miserable outside.
For myself and all the other listeners that don't know Vancouver's 365 weather, like, does that mean you don't have winter or
wet?
It's
wet.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's cold wet. Sometimes it's warm wet.
Exactly.
It's wet.
Yeah.
Do you have a 4-month period where it's not above freezing?
Yes, we do. Right now it's above freezing. Let's see the temperature right now. It's 3 in the morning. Currently it is 9 a.m. at 3 in the morning. We don't use the imperial system here, so it's 9 degrees Celsius right now. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit.
They took my kid. Okay, we took my kid to the doctor today, and we use imperial in the house just because, like, I fucking use plates, so everything's imperial in the house.
Yeah.
And the doctor was like, "Oh, your kid's like 36 degrees
Celsius." Yeah.
Me and my wife were kind of like we both had to pull out our phone to see what the temperature, because we use imperial in the house.
Yeah.
That's fucking wild. I should go back to Celsius. It does make more sense.
It does. Yeah. In the summer, holy shit! Last summer it was 30 degrees, and
30 degrees Celsius.
Yeah, it was really warm. It was hot, and yeah, it was. We also get forest fires here too, like around BC and Alberta. There's all the fires there. So
all of Canada's on fire right now.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, the fucking smoke destroying New York State all summer,
Jesus
if I recall.
Like, it was pretty bad. Like Vancouver was on fire, and I was in Toronto at a hotel looking out, and the sky was orange. Like, it was pretty bad. But yeah, 30 degrees Celsius is insane. I don't think we've had that here.
It's too much for me.
Yeah, that's way too much. Yeah. That would be like I'm going inside and taking a cold shower weather for me.
Yeah. I remember we were driving from Vancouver to Manitoba to Winnipeg. That's 2,000 kilometers. We were going through, I guess, eastern BC, Alberta border. And it was, you could see the smoke. And I guess they closed a little highway after we passed, in between BC and Alberta, that sort of place. It was just keeps getting worse, unfortunately. So I definitely, it's sad. Like my country's burning down too. So yeah.
Well, we have this game we like to play.
Okay. All right.
I got a funny one, I think, unless you got something.
I also have a funny one.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm about done like having serious shit.
Yeah.
So we like to do this thing that we invented, which is the Mount Rushmores. And then I have another one later. But Mount Rushmore Simpson quotes that are applied to everyday life.
Yes. So I can think of one right away. Put it in H. Whenever me and Big Liz are biking, it's always, hey Liz, put it in H, because then she's always biking so slow, so I didn't like to go fast. That's one of them for sure. It's one of the four. What else is there? Oh yeah, crap. Oh yeah. So when Homer is meeting the teacher, Kerboffle, I've been calling her Crandall. I mean, like whenever I say someone's name wrong, that's what I think of. Right?
That's a good one.
Yeah. What else is there? Fuck, there's two more. Oh my god. Yeah, I was watching The Simpsons earlier for a sec. Drawing a blank here. If you guys got one, we can do a combined Mount Rushmore.
Well, I do think that you've been listening, so you have heard many Simpsons references come out of my mouth, but they're always like on the fly.
Yeah.
I think one of mine is the noodle at the end of the hoose. I say that one a lot.
The hoose.
The noodle at the end of the hoose.
Yeah.
Keith, do you have any?
And I haven't watched an episode of The Simpsons in 20 years. I can't.
Nobody has. We're all just bringing it up from our childhood.
I'm struggling to. My funniest thing about The Simpsons is just like the meme where he's got like all his back skin like tied together and like kind of looking all jacked up front, and then it's just like all the skin in the back. That's like my lasting memory of like all I can think of The Simpsons right now.
What was the meme I did when Tango and Charlie blocked me? And then it was like, I don't even know who you are, but I'm sure you're a jerk. And it was just them pointing at me.
Yeah.
I was like, what did I do? I didn't even fucking interact with you guys.
Oh, yeah. When Flanders' house blows down.
Yes. So actually one of the best episodes. Do you listen to Oakley Dokley?
No, I don't. It's the Flanders band. I've heard of them, but
yeah, they're the Flanders metal band. The Nettle band. Metal band.
Awesome.
Actually, one of the best live shows I've ever been to. Actually,
really?
Yep, absolutely.
I'm going to see Tyler Childers this weekend.
Who?
I heard about that.
Amsterdam. Yeah, I'm excited. I missed him 3 years ago in Nijmegen. That's more east from here. Yeah, I was bummed out that I couldn't go, so I had to get tickets for this one.
Is that country music?
Yeah, it's country, like bluegrass.
Tyler Childs, you said?
Childers.
Okay, yeah, all right.
He's
I know the name.
Kentucky. Yeah, he's a good singer. I'm excited for that. That's on Sunday.
Amigo the Devil just had a new album out, and it's kind of revamping my love of country. There's a song on there called "I'm Going to Heaven." Give it a try, because it's like outlaw country, old style, but about drug overdose.
No, fun. Well, we still have this game we like to play, but no. Okay, so a funny one I want to get to real quick. Your fiance had mentioned that you had always joked about wearing Ramaleos on your wedding, and now that your wedding's getting closer, she's kind of worried about it. But apparently, you squat in barefoot shoes now. So
that's right.
What are your feet going to be wearing on your wedding day, buddy?
Ooh, that's a good question. Might have to be some barefoot shoes, some red pink ones.
Okay. Is that the salmon ones that Joy was talking about?
Yeah, we have the same shoes, me and Joy. So
the Ursus, yeah. Actually, that's probably what I'm going to wear to the Arnold.
Nice. So they're good shoes.
Now, how do you? Yep.
Sorry, go ahead.
So how's that transition from squatting in heels to flat
It
foot?
was
'Cause
interesting.
I can't do it. I don't have the ankle mobility. I actually get
It
knee
was
pain if I do
interesting.
it,
Yeah.
like for
So
prolonged periods.
yeah, so I was squatting in heeled shoes for years. I had Ramaleo 2s and the Legacy lifters and out of powers and Ramaleo 4s. But then I tried squatting in my notorious deadlift slippers just at home one day. I'm like, hey, this ain't so bad. So yeah, I had to work on my ankles. I was a little ankle warm up for a squat. That does help. I squatted 180 kilos for a set of 5 on Sunday in my flats. Felt great.
Now, did that impress Moose, the cat?
Yeah, Moose loved the gym. I think I shared in the Discord. My cat was just chilling here in the deadlift bar. That was fun.
Yeah. We saw that.
I did not place her up there. I wouldn't do that.
I love getting good pictures like the cats in the gym.
I had to take the pictures. And what's funny is because she's so light, the bar did not move. It just stayed set.
Oh, she was on the sleeve and it didn't even move.
Yeah,
That's great.
Yeah. Oh, I think the cat's big on the gym.
Is that your guys? Yep. Is that your first?
It's our first cat. We used to pet sit Liz's mom's cat. That was a calico named Pinky. So shout out to Pinky. Yeah, I love cats. I love all animals. Not just cats. Right? My family used to have a Bernese Mountain Dog and a Black Lab. Yeah, but I've just always been a cat person.
Nice. Well, let's see if I can get into one of my games here. A little FMK. I've got 2 FMKs.
Okay.
I'm not gonna be able to pronounce the majority of the words out of either of them, so I'm gonna go with the one that's I think it's about Dutch delicacies.
Oh yes.
So it might be more.
Do you want me to do it?
Yeah, if you can pronounce them, have at it.
All right. So these are Keith's games, but I'm familiar with some of these. Are you talking? Are you talking the second one down?
Yeah, the first one
was
like stuff, but I think with the food one it might be more funny.
Yeah. So FMK, stroopwafel, pickled herring, and snemput.
Oh, okay. So stroopwafels, they're the best. They're these little.
They're the fucking best. They're the best.
They're the fucking best.
And you can still get them. You can get them in America.
Really?
I get to Costco. I get them here all the time.
Yeah. So you got to marry the stroopwafels. They're just the best with coffee. Good for a sugar kick as well.
Well, so we've talked about it in the Discord.
It's different.
Yeah.
We've talked about it in the Discord. The stroopwafel, they're little graham crackers that are waffles with syrup baked in.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what you do is you put them on your coffee as the coffee's hot because the steam warms them up.
Yeah, that's right.
That could be
perfect.
So you got to marry the stroopwafels. The herring, you got to kill that. Okay, so the closer you are to the water, the better the herring is, right, from the cart. So it's like a broach of herring. That's a piece of fish with some pickled onions and some kind of a toaster bread. It's fine, but it makes you wonder how fresh is it? I mean, it's pickled fish. So you got to kill the herring. And stem pot, it's kind of like, it's mashed potatoes and a smoked sausage.
Okay, that'd be good. Okay.
Some people say the Netherlands is the country flavor forgot. So you have to kill the stem pot. It's great on a cold winter day, but
I thought you were killing the herring. I must have misheard. Oh, you're fucking the herring. Okay.
Yeah. It's good when it's fresh, but otherwise you got to be careful.
So you're gonna take pickled herring over fish, or you're gonna take pickled herring over mashed potatoes and sausage. That's it. Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's the way she goes.
All right. Well, that is it. It is your game, and you can answer however you please, regardless of how we judge you. You do have your druthers.
Yeah.
One thing. Just so, have you been able to utilize? Obviously, you met your fiance online, so you've obviously used to communicating on the internet. Has the Discord kind of helped you feel like you're more like obviously you can't go hang out with your buddies down at the bar from Canada or whatever. So has being in the Discord the last few years kind of given you more like I don't feel as homesick or anything like that?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, like we're here, we all think we get a community out of this, but I imagine you get a little bit more of the community aspect out of it, considering like you haven't lived in your home country in a while.
Yeah, no, the Discord's been great for me. There's moments when I'm just too busy to use it with work and the gym and stuff, but just fun to scroll through it and see all the shit posted. It makes me happy. Yeah, it's definitely a great spot to be in. It's definitely worth a couple bucks a month to be there too.
Wait, who's shit posting? Everything I post is meaningful and on purpose.
I think one of the Matts is a big shit poster.
Yeah.
Who?
Too many. There's so many Matts.
There's too many. I saw your list, Keith. Of how many
Just all the Matts we want.
How many Matts are on there?
I would actually. I think it would be funnier to remove them or like make it hidden and just have a series of the word Matt.
Yeah. It would have been fun to get all of the Matts onto this episode too, except for one.
Just every Matt but one on one episode. That's hilarious.
Oh, fuck, that'd be awesome.
We actually do have plans to get Matt on every week, and every week we're like, hey man, you could be one of the hosts. This is what like people don't get. Like the running joke is Matt's, but like we've made it very clear that this podcast is supposed to have 3 hosts: me, Keith, and one other, right? And then we have another person and the guest, which this week is you.
Yeah.
But when Nate's on, it's fucking great, right? Because like that's 3 people, that's fun as shit. Like everybody's got a different perspective.
Yeah.
And we've told Matt, like, you're that third whenever you want to show up.
Yeah.
And this fucking guy just won't make it work. Like he just won't make it work. And like I get having 20,000 followers makes you a big deal, even though Instagram won't monetize you and everything he's doing. But like that invitation has been open forever.
Of course.
So when we talk about how like he has an open invitation and he's not showing up, it's on him. It's legitimately on him. I'll get him one day though. Like I said, my influence is growing. My influence. I pulled in Siri. Some other people I'm working on.
And you got me too.
Yep. Got you. Like my influence is growing. One day. I'm not no wine cellar big. I mean, I'm not that big yet, but
I was
when you're here, you're big, bro.
Absolutely. Yeah, similar to what you were saying. I kind of was going through my who actually follows me back that I would get on the podcast would actually be a good podcast that's like doesn't, I mean, obviously we still want to keep the Matt. Obviously we're not going to stray too far away from Massonomics, but at some point if we only have 300 crew, I want this podcast to last 10 years. I got to get some other people in there. So, there will be a quarterly or so non-crew possibly going forward. So, but it was kind of like funny, like, oh, that would actually be a good episode. Like I actually know some people. So I don't know. And so that's kind of cool. So, but if you have anybody in mind, if any of our listeners have anyone in mind that they would really like to get on that's crew adjacent that they think they could pull in for us, let us know.
Someday I'm like, Massonomics is like, well, we can't make our schedule work with that person.
You're going to get that guy. Yeah.
And I'm just like, I can do what I want. Like maybe I'll get that person.
Yeah.
And then disappoint them as we did with all of Siri's followers and all of most of our followers that think this is going to be anything other than a silly ass time.
Yeah.
As long as we get the download numbers, so we can get that speedboat, we're good.
Oh yeah. Gotta get that bag.
I still don't get the speedboat.
Bag.
Get the bag. Gotta get the bag. Buy the flags to get the bag.
Oh, I love it when everyone just says that. Oh, big. Who the hell bought the banner this week? I can't even.
Ryan?
Oh, Big
Ryan.
Yeah, Big Ryan. Appreciate you, Big Ryan. Big Ryan used code unpaid at Plates Next to get a little unpaid and underrated podcast banner for his gym.
It's a great banner.
I think it's definitely the highlight of the gym now between the extra fridge and the 17 cars and all the Christmas decorations.
And the engines and all the shit around.
The turtle aquarium tank parts floating around, probably. All kinds of
love
good
those
stuff.
turtles.
Well, let's see. I don't know. We got a lot of bike talks. Is there anything specific that you want the world to know about bikes? This is your were you the one? Were you in Aberdeen a few years ago with the guys on the party bus? And did you steal the bike? I mean, is that where the whole thing came from? Because we know you have the bike fetish. So were you the one?
I can't recall. My lawyer told me not to answer this question.
Shit,
yeah.
because I mean, the cop did tell Tanner that he just needed the bikes back, and
Yeah.
the first person we thought about was you.
Yeah. I mean, the bikes I have probably won't fit on a bus. Um,
Now, are you more of you a motorized bike,
it's an
electric
e-bike,
bike? Okay,
electric bike. Yeah, it doesn't have a
gotcha.
gas engine. Yeah,
My mother-in-law actually just bought one for my
nice.
father-in-law. He had some medical issues basically,
Okay.
and like can't drive anymore, but he still
Yeah.
likes to get out and about, and
Yeah, that's great.
he's like walking 10 miles a day right now, but it's like, at some point, like, he's got to have a alternative, something a little bit different.
Yeah.
So they spent like $3,000 and got him a big ass tricycle,
No, that's cool. Yeah.
like e-bike thing. So actually, yeah, that kind of is ironic that I think she ordered that this week. So and then we got
That's great. Yeah.
you on
good.
here. So do you
Good.
end up pedaling like half your time, or
So you have to pedal in this
Okay.
country, at least in Europe. The rules say that it cannot be throttle only. So
like
in the US,
at any point, like during
So-
the ride?
like up to 6 kilometers an hour, you can use throttle. After that, you have to literally pedal the bike. Otherwise, it's considered a moped.
Kilometers.
Oh, and then you gotta actually like get it
Yeah.
registered and all that. Are there
Exactly.
people that might still just go through all the rigmarole to get it legal, just so they don't have to pedal, or at that point they would just buy a moped?
Some people kind of do convert their bike into a scooter. There's lots of kits available for it, but they're not really legal, so I don't endorse it. But yeah, it's possible to convert your bike into a scooter. I mean, at that point, it's not a bike, so what's the point? But yeah, you see a lot of elderly people riding their e-bikes around. It's great to get them out and stay active up into your senior years. So I plan on biking my whole life.
Nice.
Feel no
Love it.
need to drive a car, at least around here. I thought if I move back to Canada, I have to get my license. But I think the plan is to stick around here.
Now, is that do you think like so she has no intention of going to Canada? It's pretty much you're going to be in somewhere in that region the rest of your
I think so, yeah.
Huh.
We were looking at back before I moved here, we were looking at, as an international student, how much does it cost to go to the University of British Columbia to study civil engineering as an international student? It's 20,000 Canadian dollars per year, and basically she was paying, I think, a couple €1,000.
Oh wow, Jesus!
For her
much
bachelor's.
much cheaper to stay there then.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, so it's a lot cheaper here.
So your first couple years there's got to be a funny story where you just weren't speaking the right language and there's some miscommunication. Just hit us. There had to be. Tell me some funny story, or you read the damn bathroom sign wrong and you're in there taking a shit and you realize you're in the women's room or something. There's got to be something. Like I couldn't imagine being that much of a fish out of a water. Like you got to hit us with something funny, buddy. Something had to happen.
So I remember I think I was working some odd job, just in a factory, and I was getting instructions in Dutch, and I'm like, dude, I don't know what it's gonna say. So I'm just trying my best. I think I had to click some plastic into each other. I just wasn't doing it right, and he got pretty mad at me, the floor manager, and just told me to get the fuck out of there and go home. So it wasn't really fun. It was like more depressing because it's like, fuck, I need to work. And then I gotta go home.
Well, God damn it! That was not the funny story we were looking for.
It's my dark sense of humor here.
So let's go with your 5 Great Lakes. Your 5 Great Lakes. You're welcome to go 4, 3, 2, or whatever.
Yeah.
But we're not going to be doing Mount Rushmores anymore.
Okay.
I know we did one earlier, but like that's clearly been evolved up to the bigger podcast. So we're going to do the Great Lakes.
Sure.
Tobacco blends or cigar brands?
Ooh.
So like what are your at least 5 or at most 5?
Okay. So I was at the cigar shop after my haircut. I bought it was a Nicaragua Inch cigar. I don't know what brand it was, but it's a Nicaraguan cigar. It's in the closet. Can I just go grab it? I'll show you.
Yeah, you got time.
1 sec.
So while he's gone, I'm going to go ahead and bring up that we have a few promo codes with Obsidian Barbell. Now, with Obsidian Barbell, I know that they have a 50% off code, so don't really use our code. But if you happen to want to use our code, it's unpaid. Don't forget Barbell Rescue, Plate Snacks, and Home Gym Con. I think unpaid is the code on all of those. Barbell Rescue I have been using, and I love my Barbell Rescue. I didn't think I would love it as much as I do, but even including putting oil on your bars is a good time to use that. And from what I can understand, our code at least saves you shipping. So like use that. Some of you have been using Plate Snacks. So we were kind of concerned you wouldn't, but like a lot of you have been using it. Again, get your stickers.
Six sales, I think, total.
Yeah, get your stickers, get your flags, get your banners. If they did shirts, that would be dope too. But like obviously,
he did just
harder.
the dude at Plate Snacks has expanded his lineup for banners now too. You can go like all the way up to 8x8, I think. So in every increment in between, from like 2x2 to up to 8x8. So there's a variety of shit you could get.
And if you're thinking of going to Home Gym Con, we also have a code unpaid.
Indeed.
All right. So you have cigars to show me.
I do. So we have a Vega Fina 1998.
Now, who is that from?
Vega Fina. It's a Nicaragua.
Okay. Yeah. I don't have those here.
You should look it up if you can't find them. I really like it.
Okay.
This one here, this cigar was made in Amsterdam. So PGC Hyannis shop. It's a cigar shop in Amsterdam.
President's Choice Hyannis. Got it.
They make their own cigars. So it says here this one was rolled in the shop where I bought it.
Okay, so there's a place in Toronto that actually rolls their own cigars. It's called Frank Caliente or something like that.
Yeah.
Isn't that a comedian?
Frank
Caliendo.
Yeah, it is actually. I know what you're talking about. But they roll them. And the difference between them is most places roll their cigars and then ferment them. This place rolls them after they're fermented. So is that what's happening there? Like, can you walk in and just buy it off of the person rolling it?
No. So I think this one was made. It's been aged by a few months. This one was made in July last year. So it's a bit smaller.
Mm-hmm.
Compared to the Vega Fina, it's a lot smaller.
Yep.
Yeah. So it was a handmade Dutch cigar. It's pretty cool. It's for the Grand Peron. It's really cool. It supports them. Yeah, no, they make their own cigars. They have this one in the shop that takes 8 hours to smoke. So it's about the size of my forearm.
No, fuck that. Nope, absolutely fuck that.
No.
I accidentally bought Toros when I normally smoke Robustos.
Yeah.
And I didn't finish half of them. I was like, I just wasted $20 per cigar by doing this because I don't want to smoke this long. Yeah. So yeah, that's ridiculous. The Truncado, that where you could smoke the band, they released it here in Canada. That was the best because I would walk back in the old days from one end of the city to the others, and I would smoke that cigar on the walk because it was a 6-hour cigar.
Well,
and I was like, well, I got time. Let's go.
Exactly.
But yeah, no, I have no interest in doing that anymore.
I also got it's a Castillo. It's a size 64. So it's from Nicaragua. I've never had it before.
So I guess you like your Nicaraguan blends.
I do. I like I had a Cuban as well, but yeah, Nicaraguan.
I don't love Cubans. Don't love Cubans. Like the Nicaraguans, the Dominicans. Well, I just don't like their cigars because they actually don't grow tobacco anymore. So when you get a Cuban cigar, it's all imported tobacco, and it's rolled and then has a label slapped on it as Cuban.
Yeah.
As an American, you just don't have access to those because of the embargo system. And I think I've told the story before when I went to America and the guy was trying to sell me a $500 Romeo and Julieta. Yeah, and I was like, that's $30 where I come from, and you want $500 for it here? Like, are you insane? Like,
what's that in euros? No,
it's around 25.
You guys, ready for a little unpaid or underrated? Are we at that point?
That's
Matt, you're familiar with the game Unpaid or Underrated, but if we have any new listeners, I imagine we brought in a handful of new listeners from Big Siri probably, and maybe Big Joey E brought us some fans, and we have some loyal new customers to the podcast. So Unpaid or Underrated, it is not overrated or underrated. It is unpaid and underrated. Underrated being awesome and unpaid sucking because no one wants to be unpaid. So my first one here, I'm going to ask Big Matt is overrated. Oh fuck! Here I fucked it up. Unpaid or underrated? Being 6'7" tall.
I think it's unpaid. It's hard to find clothes that fit sometimes. When I bench, I have the wingspan of a 747 jet.
Oh wow! Yeah.
So I'm going to an equipped powerlifting seminar in March. So I want to try my hand at a single fly bench.
Okay.
So I can hopefully cheat at it.
Yeah, I can see like a board press or a bench block being beneficial to you if you do have such a range of motion. That's almost got to like play hell in your joints, just that full range of motion. You would think so. That might be something to look at. I was literally thinking on the drive home today. I was specifically going to add this to the question because I was like, dude, I'm like 5'8" on a good day, and like I can barely I have a tiny car, but even that, like even my work truck, if I was 6 foot tall, my work van would suck to sit in, and I'm like. I know that I believe we had talked like you and Bryce are pretty much tied for the tallest crew, 6'7", 6'6", 6'7". So that's unpaid. I could definitely.
Are you laughing at me? This is the biggest car I could afford.
I was watching that one. The 22 episodes of it. 22 short stories about Springfield.
It was a Simpsons joke.
Steamed hams.
Let's see how you like people laughing at you.
He's down there.
All
right, number 2 here. Unpaid or underrated? Gran Turismo the movie.
Now we're talking the Clint Eastwood movie, right?
That's
so no,
Gran
the video game,
Turismo.
the racing sim. So Sony, they made a movie about Gran Turismo, the racing series. I haven't seen it. It seems.
How have you not seen it? It's like
I don't know.
From what I've heard, you're obsessed with Gran Turismo. That's like
I love video
your
games.
thing.
I got a PlayStation 5, so I play Gran Turismo and Grand Theft Auto and Call of Duty.
All right, well,
I have not seen it. It's on the watch list. It's on the Orange Glaze list for sure. I gotta watch that.
I have glazed it. Yeah, I glazed all over it.
Oh, I was thinking Gran Torino.
Gran Torino. That movie is unfair. That's a good.
Because most people, anytime there's like there hasn't been that many video movies based off video games that were great. Like there has probably been none that are great. And
there's been none that have been good.
There's been a few that are like okay. So I just wanted to see, if he liked the game so much that he gave the movie a pass, but he hasn't seen the movie. So
I haven't seen it. No.
I know. So then you got to throw something out, unpaid or underrated.
I think it's unpaid.
Okay, there you go. All right.
We grew up watching the Fast and the Furious about street racing. So professional racing. It's I like the Misfit story from the Fast and the Furious way better.
Fast and the Curious.
Big fan of Fast and the Furious 1 at least.
I've seen them all.
Oh yeah, I've seen them all too. But like, I think I rewatched the first one maybe in the last couple of years.
Okay, so I've legitimately only watched Hobbs and Shaw. I sat at my brother's house one day. Like I go to my brother's and we just smoke cigars and then like we just go about our day. And we went into the living room and he put on the first Fast and Furious and I couldn't stop laughing. I actually could not stop laughing at how bad that movie was to the point he had to turn it off and I went home. That movie sucks.
I can't like a 15-year-old in 2001.
Yeah, but I'm not a 15-year-old in 2001. I am a 40-year-old in 2024.
I could see that for the first time.
It was like, I was just, is this real? Like, is this, like, are you seriously just watching this catchphrase of a movie? There's no lines, there's no punchlines, there's no nothing. It's just like him saying kind of important things and people reacting to them with their open mouth. Everybody's open mouth in that whole movie. Nobody closes their mouth once in that whole movie. So yeah, all the Fast and Furious movies are fucking terrible. I have no clue how anybody watches any of them. Yeah. That's my controversial take for this episode.
Like, I don't love a lot of the new ones, but goddamn, I take Fast and Furious over like 99% of the horror movies you talk about.
Yeah, yeah, and you're wrong.
Yeah,
you're-
it's debatable.
like
I swear I didn't know a single movie you guys talked about last week, and I even like looked at them all up, and I'm like, I have no interest in. Yeah, I'm good. I'm pass. No, so the third one here on unpaid or underrated for Big Dutch Matt is going to be tomatoes.
Tomato. I like them when they're sun dried on a pasta. But I think tomatoes in general are unpaid. I definitely hate the texture. I just there's other vegetables that I like. Broccoli.
tomatoes are a fruit,
Oh yeah.
and also sun dried is where you're
Yeah,
like
I
that's
like
where
them
you
in that.
prefer them.
Yeah,
I hate sun dried tomatoes.
I like them on a pizza.
They get so leathery and weird. I would take raw tomatoes, especially heirloom tomatoes. Oh my god, raw heirloom tomatoes. Just
It's the
like
texture. I can't do.
that makes sense because I'm that way with mushrooms. The flavor's great of mushrooms. Thank you, and I love them, but like the texture, fucking terrible.
I saw one of the things on Shark Tank the other day was a mushroom bacon, and I was like, how good can that be? Like maybe it might be worth trying, but like I'm not gonna pay like $50 to get it delivered or something. If I saw it at like Whole Foods, I might pick it up because like I like bacon and I like not having heart disease. I'd try this, but like I can't imagine how it would be great.
I'd be okay. I might try that as long as it doesn't have the mushroom texture because
Yeah,
the
I mean,
texture of mushroom is skin. Like
yeah, no, when
mushrooms
they
are fungus, terrible, awful skin flavored. They all great flavors, but that anyway.
yep, I'm gonna hand it over to you, buddy. What you got for him?
I got a ton here. So this one hopefully leads into something unpaid or underrated country music.
Country music is underrated, obviously.
Why?
So,
Why is it obviously underrated? Convince me. Because I'll tell you right now, maybe.
well, depends on what kind of country it is. Big fan of the outlaw country, of course. I mean, I know Luke Combs is not outlaw country, but just more commercial. I saw him live in Denmark. It was great. He put on a great show. It was sold out at the Royal Arena in Copenhagen. It was a fantastic show. I would go see him again for sure. But yeah, I'm a big fan. Like older country is like a story to tell. That's what I like the most.
So who's top tier?
For me, I'm a big fan of Hank Williams Jr. Of course. Also, all the
Really?
Hanks. Yeah, I love.
Yeah, I
all
was
the
gonna say
Hanks.
like I like Hank 1 and Hank 3.
Yeah, Hank
Not
Jr.
too
is
into
really-
Hank Jr.
Hank Jr. is pretty good. Yeah, put on some Family Tradition and go bench.
Oh,
Sure,
yeah.
Huck Finn would approve.
I definitely do that periodically.
Yeah. Cody Jinks is pretty good too.
Mhm.
I just like steel guitar, like the pedal steel. I've always been a big fan of that kind of guitar. Like, yeah, when I'm also in death metal as well. I just like different types of stringed instruments. It's a lot of fun to listen to. Just appreciate it. Yeah, I'm also seeing Asleep at the Wheel, a Western swing band. I've seen them live once already in Amsterdam.
Not familiar with Western swing.
I think the president of North Dakota is into Western swing. But yeah, it's just fun to listen to.
All right. Unpaid or underrated. The Rogue Ohio Deadlift.
This bad boy right here. It's I've only used. It's the only deadlift bar I've used, right? So I know the Texas bar sounds pretty good. I'd have to say that Ohio deadlift bar is unpaid. I paid a lot of money for it.
I imagine.
Basically,
You bought that new? You bought that new and had it imported?
no, I bought it from Rogue Europe.
Okay, I forgot that's a thing.
Yeah, so basically, Rogue has distribution centers in Belgium. I think there's one in Australia, and I think they also send it to military bases as well. But basically, yeah, I paid 500 euros for a deadlift bar, and yeah, so it's a lot of money to put down for a bar.
So it is the least whippy deadlift bar of all of deadlift bars. So
Yeah.
I would say that is $500 poorly spent.
Probably. mean, yeah, no, it's glad I have it. Whenever I go to the commercial gym, they have a deadlift bar too. So that place was the reason I bought it, because it's like, this bar is nice. I do prefer a thinner bar.
So the only one I know of in the UK is Smash and Pass, right? Which is the Scottish from Aberdeen, Scotland. Are there powerlifting companies that do like equipment and bars and equipment? Like, is there anything over there?
Yeah, there is. ATX. So my bottom blue bar, that's an ATX bar.
Is that a deadlift bar or just a? It
just
looks
a
too small to be a
bar,
deadlift bar. Yeah, it's a power bar.
General use bar. Yeah, basically that bar. So basically, I bought that bar and this ATX squat rack. It's the drink spotter. I bought this rack and the blue bar during COVID from a company called Fitness Cellar, and they are it's a Dutch ATX dealer. So like ATX, they distribute around Europe with dealers compared to Rogue or say Elite FTS, where you can just buy it off the website. With ATX, you have to buy it from distributor. So it was okay. The Cerakote coating is coming up.
Cerakote.
So the coating's coming up, right? I've only had it for 2 or 3 years, right? It's just falling apart.
That's why I won't buy a Cerakote bar. They just look like they all fall apart immediately.
Yeah.
All right. Last one. Unpaid or underrated. Sawasan Athletic Club.
Sawasan Athletic. Ooh, good times. First time I deadlifted over 200 kilos was in that gym. Great people, great members. I remember first time I joined, that was 2012. Yeah. The first time I joined, I was just, what am I doing here? It's like an actual gym. Then it's like, yeah. When I joined it, then I started going regularly. I'd have to say it's underrated.
Now, if you had to take your most recent experience with them,
okay,
where you had some financial issues going on,
oh yeah,
that's I think we were fishing for that funny story.
Okay. So in that scenario, so picture this: it's you come off a long plane ride to get back home to your parents. It's Christmas. Then you go to your old childhood gym. So you're there deadlift at 7 a.m. after a long flight, and then the next day, the gym, you get a call from your buddy, and he says, "Hey, the tax closed, so your gym's closed. They went bankrupt." So basically, Christmas 2019, I was at my sister's gym. She went to a huge like LA Fitness kind of gym, like just commercial, nothing we want to go to. It's powerlifters, people that like strongman, whatever. And basically, it was just a crowded zoo gym. So I'd have to say that Christmas at the TAC was highly unpaid. But yeah, no, just in general. I mean, okay, I think I'm right. Sure, the TAC is unpaid. Yeah.
Well, that rounds out. You're underrated. I believe you passed. I mean, it's still debatable. We'll tune in next week for the final results. But until then, did you have anything you want to hit us with? I think you had mentioned a game. Let's knock that out.
So I'm glad we can share screens. That's awesome, because I've got a fun little game I like to play here called Really Difficult to Pronounce Dutch Words.
Uh-oh. I can barely do that with American words. Like
doo-doo. He said doo-doo.
I did say doo-doo. I was like, maybe no one
I can barely doo-doo.
Okay, so here we go, boys. This one here. There we go. Hard to pronounce Dutch words. So
is this a PowerPoint?
What the fuck?
It's a PowerPoint. It's a Google Sheets.
PowerPoint. This is fantastic.
The Google Sheets. It's a Google Sheets.
He's got a Google PowerPoint.
So basically, you guys can try the word. You say, try your best to pronounce it.
I want Keith to go first.
Okay.
Well, so whatever's on my screen went away. So
do you guys have my Zoom tab open?
I can see everything, but it just looks like blanks.
Yeah, no, it's
as you can tell, graphic design isn't my Definitely put a lot of hours behind the screen and on this one, boys. So let's start with the first word. Are you guys ready?
Yep.
I was born ready.
Keith, give me a game.
And sparkology high king.
It's not a fucking real word.
Dude,
Relax.
there's like there's like 25 letters.
Okay.
Two.
Ansprachlichkeitsverzerrung.
Close. So if you do it based on syllable. An, spra, ka, lick, hides, verzekering.
Verzerrung. Okay, yeah.
Verzekering, yeah. So verzekering, that's insurance, right?
So what's that word mean?
Basically, it means liability insurance. That's something Big Jeff can get into about liability insurance as a business owner, for example. Liability insurance. Do you guys want to hear the word from?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that. So I'll go on to
This is also the first person to ever like share their screen and like show us stuff. This is really cool.
yeah.
Has anybody except Chris Duffin done this to the main podcast?
I remember that he just took it over. I don't remember what the hell was he showing him. I don't even remember, but it was just like
it was penis stuff. I don't know. It's Chris Duffin. It's all penis stuff.
Let's see if I can go to translate. Sorry.
Well, I thought you were just gonna pronounce it.
Yeah. No, what the fuck?
Aansprakelijk hide verzekering.
Yeah, I thought I could.
Engels, Netherlands.
Yeah, so aansprakelijk. How do you even spell?
It was like 30 letters, but no, I think.
Yeah, you could have just copy and pasted.
I think if you just say the word, that gets the gist across.
Such a long word.
Yeah, I was actually wrong when I guesstimated 25. I think I went back and recounted. It was like 29 or something.
Let's see if we can hear the word here.
It doesn't. It did not go through the head.
Yeah, sorry. It was so faint. So yeah, I would say skip that step and you just pronounce the word to the best of your ability for the rest of the game.
That's fine. We'll do it that way.
To speed up.
Sure.
You got
Keith. Big Keith.
Oh crap! I lost my screen. Hold on, coming back.
So my only question would that be a hard or a soft G?
It's a soft G.
You got this one, buddy. You got this one.
Oh. Ye read Shapskit.
He just said soft G.
I don't know what the fuck that means.
Ja is a soft G, G is a hard G. So it would be Jareed Skopskit. Sorry, Jareed Skopskits.
So the SCH, sh. It's a Hared Shops Kissed.
Sorry, huh?
Hared Shops Kissed.
There's no H.
Not ja, not guh. Huh?
That's not like soft or hard.
Yeah. So the way I pronounce Dutch is kind of weird, honestly. A lot of in the south of the country, they use a soft G, it's called inzaktehe in Dutch. So I think I kind of speak Dutch kind of weird.
Well, no, when I say soft G, I mean ja, not none of that. That's my bad.
Mm-hmm. So Hared Shops Kissed. Any idea what that means?
It means greedy cat.
No? The toolbox.
Same thing.
Yeah, pretty much. The cat could still go in there.
Greedy cat.
All right, let's try the last one.
Schwen in
Scheveningen. Scheveningen.
Scheveningen, I think. Yeah.
Nah, I don't know about all that.
It'd get to the chopper.
I do. Can you say just a couple sentences?
Yeah.
Completely fluid in Dutch for us. Say I don't even
What do you want to hear?
Use your do the cast. Do the cast is use your strength and all that. Or any, I don't know, just say.
So let's see here. Gebruik Styrkta, get Blythe Styrk. Wait, sorry, how to get strong?
Yeah, get strong, stay strong, use your strength.
Yeah.
But anything like that.
It's hard. It's a bit difficult on the fly, but I'm Styrker to Bakoman. Broku Styrkta, and how to get strong, and how to and I'm Styrk to Blythe.
Nice, good deal. Well, we'll send that over to Kaz and let him know he went international.
Yeah. So Scheveningen, this is a city. It's close to The Hague, which is where it's in the south. So it's in the west of the country. So I'm more in the middle, so it's about an hour away from me. It's a big beach town. Lots of tourists come here. You can go windsurfing. I've been here too. It has a nice. It's got a nice. A big. What's it called? One of those things you go around. It's got a big. Like the London Eye. I forgot the word.
Now, did you forget it in English or Dutch?
Yeah, I forgot the English word. I started forgetting the English words when I moved here.
Oh shit! I was actually just making a jab, but that actually I could see that being a thing. Like you speak if you're you actually lose some of your OG words. That's interesting.
I forgot the word for conveyor belt for a long time. Like it's called lopende band in Dutch.
Well, that actually sounds like a word that would mean you just said like loop in the band essentially. Is what I heard. Band, yeah. I know that's what but like in my head I can like phonetically a loop and then it's in a band.
Yeah, it does make sense.
That's a conveyor belt.
Yeah. It's like an observation wheel in English. That they have in Scheveningen. It's like a big pier that you can walk down it. But what they have in Los Angeles. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I've never seen a glass encompassed or encapsulated pier like that. That's interesting.
Oh, that's great.
Well, do you have anything else before we start hitting the outro? Was there one more segment or anything? You all set? Nothing.
That's all I had.
Any burning questions for Joey or I? Okay.
No, I was just trying to get you guys to practice your Dutch.
Yeah, I don't know that I'm going to be able to, sharpen my skills quick enough by the time I come over to Dutchland anytime soon.
I love trying to, especially German and stuff like that, those. And you probably would have noticed I was trying to pronounce some of that shit with a German accent.
Exactly.
Because I just listened to too much Rammstein, so I just.
Well, any plans to get back to North America to see the boys or anything? You gonna make it the home Gym Con or the Arnold or the Lift Hard at any point? Is that something you've been saving up for? Or are we gonna get a chance to meet you, buddy?
Now there is an Arnold UK.
There is there? Are you guys coming there?
Well, I'm not, but you could represent us there. I definitely have a T-shirt I've been working on that some people have and some people don't.
Okay.
That I could send you if you were going to the Arnold UK. That maybe you show up and represent us.
I see. I'll have to think about it.
How the hell are we gonna? What's the best way to get you a sticker? Can we just actually? Is it gonna cost us $12 to mail you a stamper?
No, let me do it. Just let me pay for that one. That's fine.
Yeah. So basically, if you do post it, you can send it as an international letter. Shouldn't be more than a couple bucks for a stamp.
Oh,
I mean, I send Christmas cards all the time to Canada.
Okay. So it's not
it's an international stamp.
I'm just gonna send it to his parents, and they can deliver it when they want to.
Actually,
that might make sense.
Yeah, if they're gonna send you a care package.
Yeah, that'll work. But I've sent cards to Canada for just a couple bucks and stamps.
Oh, so did you send Tanner a postcard recently?
I've thought about it. I wasn't sure what to send. I wanted to send them a card from my old city, Enschede. But I didn't get a chance.
Yeah, I got to think of something funny to do. It's been on my mind. It's what would actually be just the idea of sending essentially a paper meme is so great. Yeah. It's it just shows how old it's just we're so far removed from just mailing people shit or just doing stuff in physical media.
Exactly.
That'd be so funny. But yeah, I think we're gonna bring this in for a landing unless anyone's gonna stop me. No. So
nobody can stop me.
I am unstoppable.
Okay, so obviously, please use our affiliates. Go check out our Instagram, unpaid or underrated podcast.com. We got the new YouTube, and please go subscribe to YouTube. That's actually what I'm going to harp on a little bit. It's like I think we got like 30 subscribers, guys. I mean, there's literally 350 Discord members or whatever, or no, 400 plus now, right? So get that many Discord members, and I know at least 100 of you are listening pretty much regularly. So why aren't you subscribing to our YouTube? Please go hit that subscribe button. If we can't get 100, I at least want to hit 69. So that's the first goal.
And then stop.
Yeah. Then we'll just block like accepting followers. That'd be great. That would be great. On the screenshot I did a screenshot of the drink spotter so I could post the meme or the video with Siri today. And I actually like added 69 drink spotters to the cart just so there were 69 in the cart. And I was like, oh, I was pretty happy about that. And then that was the thumbnail of the video. So where can they find you, Big Matt?
Find me on Instagram at MattU25. It's just Matt and the letter U 20.
What about you, Joey?
You can find me at Joey_Molesko, MLECZKO. But like, don't. There's nothing going on there. My Jennifer Coolidge impression has been making me fucking die for the last like 24 hours. I posted that video, and I think that deserves a little more attention. As I'm benching, I'm doing the.
Oh yeah.
God,
thanks for using me as the preview for that. You fuck.
So I was like scrolling through, and they're like, "What do you want to use for the preview?" And I was like, "What do I have in my gallery?" And I saw that picture.
I don't know if that.
You know that's going to be your most popular picture ever.
Yeah.
It's been so.
No fun,
it was Big Alex, I think, first that used it and just added you to a random picture.
Yeah.
And then I did it again for another one at the Arnold. And I think that's just going to be used forever because just taking a picture up your nose was the best thing.
I'm going to do it now. Like anytime I do a group photo, like it just prepare
just
like anytime
right up your nose like that. Absolutely.
Yeah. It's going to be my thing. So and if you want to see more of that, KeyTonyCut73 on Instagram. Go follow my Orange Jim, the No Wine Cellar, Big Matt. Maybe next week, buddy. And until then, we'll see everybody next Tuesday.